Also, if you crave BYU football, then you're in for a treat. Zach Nyborg, the new director of football operations at BYU, making his BYU Sports Nation debut. Zach, it's been a long, windy road here, back to BYU, but now you're here. Walk us through what brought you to BYU and what you're going to be doing for the Cougars.
Well, that's a loaded question,
It is.
first of all.
So you have 5 minutes. No.
Okay, got it. No, happy to be here. It's been a long process, and it was a difficult one, to think of, where we're at and how we got here. But starting when I went to school here, I coached at Timpview High School. Was there for 2 years, and then decided, I'm a young guy, don't have anything holding me down, so I wanted to get into the college game. So
you mean marriage? Is that what you're referring to?
Sure, yeah. if that's what you're talking. And I'm still at that point too. So anyway, I decided nothing tying me down. Time to give it a shot. College football is something that intrigued me. So I looked and I volunteered up at Utah State, was given an opportunity up there, and just kind of made the most of it and worked my way up when Coach Anderson took over the defense as the defensive coordinator. He took me over from the offense over to the defense with him, and then eventually got up to a graduate assistant with the quarterbacks that last year at Utah State. And then as the process came about, as people reached out to Coach Anderson wondering, if they'd come work for him, I was involved in that process, and really the conversation, just all it was such and such called, you coming? Yes. Okay, good. And Wisconsin came up, and it was a whirlwind. We got done with our bowl game. The next day we drove home. I went in and started preparing his packet for the interview. He went the next day. Then the day after that, got the phone call, got on an airplane, was in Wisconsin, and the rest is history. And
wow.
Yeah, it was very fast, and just kind of as this. That was a great year. Much of a learning curve for me to go through and be, the DFO for the first time. Learned a lot, especially at a Big Ten institution, an elite program. To learn kind of how it's operated was a great learning experience for me. And then as I heard that Dwayne retired, the idea popped in my mind. Well, it's home, and it's my alma mater, and why not? And talked with Coach Anderson, and he called up Coach Mendenhall. It was the first, kind of interaction and connection that I'd had with this job, and, went through the whole process, and here we are.
You can always come home, Zach.
Yeah.
You can always come home
That's
with
good.
Open arms.
Welcome back. And so you did your undergrad at BYU.
Yes.
You were here.
I was
started
here.
At BYU.
I was here, and I was coaching. Then I did my bachelor's in 3 years. That last year I was up in Logan coaching, and then coming back. So it was a lot of driving back and forth to get my degree done. But I did it. I'm finishing a master's this summer through Utah State, and now we're here. So,
okay, so
good.
You mentioned an DFO.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we should call you. The Director of Football Operations.
That's for short, yep.
Yeah, the DFO. Okay,
Yep.
So that's now a phrase that BYU Sports Nation understands.
Okay.
So did you see the opening when Dwayne Busby retired, long-time DFO at BYU, and then reach out to, or were you contacted about the opening?
We saw it, and Coach Anderson reached out to Coach Mendenhall, say, hey, do you need a guy? Because I've got a guy, and it'd be a huge hit for me, but I need to let him go, and if that's what he wants to do.
Okay, so you saw it first, and then the reach out took place.
Yep.
Zach Nyborg, the DFO, Director of Football Operations at BYU, now joining BYU Sports Nation. I actually met you at the Rose Bowl during that crazy turnaround of when you went with Coach Anderson from Utah State to Wisconsin. It was January 1st, 2013, and you two were on the sidelines. He's not officially the Wisconsin football coach, but he's kind of in that limbo period, still watching his team as Barry Alvarez was coaching the Badgers. And I had you take a picture of me and Coach Anderson that was used somehow on KSL's website, and you said, I don't even remember that. No. And I don't blame you.
Yep, it was a world. That was a great trip. We're just there to observe and be a part of the Rose Bowl, be a part of that experience, hang out with Ron Dane, and then at the hotel every night we'd go and watch practice first. Then we go to the hotel. I'd hung a sheet over the window and had a projector looking at all the recruits, and that was a crazy time. We had all the assistants that were hired at that time there with us, and being on the sideline, that was fun.
That's wild. So how many years from you're on the sidelines at Timpview High School in Provo
to the Rose Bowl
to the Rose Bowl to you're actually at Wisconsin?
Well, this will be my 5th year now in college. So at Timpview, I was there in 08 and 09, Utah State 10, 11, 12, Wisconsin 13, and now BYU 14.
You're on the fast track, man.
So tempt you to Wisconsin. This is just a regular path people take in 5 years. Yeah.
A lot of it's luck, and a lot of it's being with the right people, and I was with the right people, and they gave me the opportunity. So.
What was the I'm a part of big time college football moment for you being at Wisconsin?
Oh, probably the Rose Bowl, because there's so much more with the Rose Bowl, and the fact that Coach Anderson wasn't coaching yet. They took him around to all the different events that they had that pertained to Wisconsin and the Alumni Association, and you just kind of sit back and look at it. And, I'm just a guy that's behind the scenes, but I'm there watching the guy, and it's like, wow, people really care.
Yeah.
And in Wisconsin, just as like it is here, on Saturdays it's Badger Red. And difference only there is on Sundays it's Packer Green too. Mm-hmm. So it's a cool environment.
You'll appreciate the piece of cheese I brought back from Milwaukee then.
Did you?
That we put on. Yeah, we put
there
on.
There you go. Appreciate that.
Luckily it's plastic. It is not molded away.
Zach Nyborg, the director of football operations at BYU on BYU Sports Nation. Okay, so take us from the path that you took from Wisconsin to here and trying to figure out your job description, because I want to know what is it that you exactly do or will do for BYU football, and that's probably another loaded question.
I'm still figuring that out as we go. Really, if you look at the DFO and the job description, it's if you look at it in business terms, it's the COO and the CFO of the football program, and there's a lot that's involved, just as the same as it was with Coach Anderson. Here at BYU, I'm the right-hand guy of Coach Mendenhall. And so everything that we need to take care of from an administration side, anything that's the X's and O's really passes by through me. And it's great. We have great people, and really you just have to oversee and manage it all, because we have hard-working people that do the job, and they do a great job at it.
I noticed that Jeff Martson tweeted that he's watching this interview. How hard does Jeff Martson work?
Jeff Martson's the best. In the little time that I've gotten to interact with him and know, he's another young guy that's excited, and he works hard, and he's very talented.
Recruiting director.
Yeah.
Those are all nice things, Jeff. You hear that?
Cerebral is another thing that I'd say.
Cerebral.
So there's a process that he looks at, and it's different to recruit at BYU, and you got to have the fit, and he understands it, and he does a great job at finding those kids.
So, for example, this morning, you show up at the office, and then what did you do this morning with Bronco Mendenhall? Just so we get a taste of what you understand.
Okay. This morning we had 7 a.m. workouts for the guys that were in spring classes, so we went and observed that for a little bit, and then I kind of just got on my whiteboard in the office and started planning fall camp. So went through the past and kind of laid out what we did at Wisconsin, then have examples from what they've done here in the last few years, and started just writing on the board, and then I'll get some thoughts and ideas from Coach Mendenhall. We'll go from there, and also did a little stadium walkthrough today to find out the different things. Right now it's just meeting a lot of people and learning the different interactions that take place.
Including us. That's part of this process, right?
Sure.
That's a big no.
Director of Football Operations, Zach Nyborg on BYU Sports Nation. I know you haven't had a ton of time with Coach Mendenhall relatively, but I've learned some things about the coach over the past year that I've been interviewing him and working with him, including his favorite snacks. Do you know Bronco Mendenhall's favorite snacks, Zach?
No.
Okay. All right.
I did watch that interview from spring ball. Maybe it was Rolos or something like that. Or he was disappointed in the Rolos that you guys had.
This is important.
Okay.
It is a Heath bar.
Heath.
Okay. And if you want to go next level, if you want a huge favor of Coach Mendenhall, you ask for jalapeno chips, kettle cooked chips.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Remember,
well, you don't need to suck up like this guy. Like you have a certain relationship with him of professionalism, as opposed to like, hey, we're bringing in crates of Costco candy now for you in like 2 years, right?
I was at Costco last night. So.
Oh, trust me, Zach he'll take any angle you can to get in with the coach, right?
All right. The Costco run last night was I'm going to put candy jars in my office to entice the players to come in, so I can build relationships with them.
That's how it happens.
But not Bronco Mendenhall, right?
No, I know where to find him.
Okay, the Director of Football Operations, his name is Zach Nyborg. When do you feel like the schedule's going to get going really crazy for you? I know that it's a lot of meeting people and walking through, but when does it just go like full steam ahead for you?
If you were to plan when to make a transition as a DFO, right now would be the time to do it. Because it's a downtime. The coaches are out spring recruiting. It's just a lot of preparation for the season. Obviously, once you get towards the end of July, when you're really amping up the fall camp schedule, and really once you hit the end of July through the bowl game, end of the bowl game, it's crazy all the time. Once you get to a bowl game, it's fast and furious because you have to plan basically a whole week in a couple days. And so that was a crazy time last year, but it really never stops in this business. The DFO is a 24/7 job, and you got to always be available for those guys.
And you have, I imagine, multiple cell phones to be able to do this job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's just so you guys can't ever get what I text my mom. So
Yeah. Nor do we need that. Yeah, if you tweet your mom, we could probably see that.
yeah,
But
that's true.
we want to introduce you to something that we do every day
Okay.
here. I know you've watched the show a little bit
Yep.
in Wisconsin, but we count down to Connecticut every day.
Countdown to Connecticut.
108.
We're really excited about the Connecticut game.
That's good. I need to update that in the locker room. So thanks for giving me the number.
Yes. Yeah.
You guys helped me today.
So is there an hour countdown or just days? Like 108?
It's day, hour, second. There's just a continuous countdown in the locker room.
So do we know what time the game starts?
6 p.m. Mountain.
Bang biscuit.
Oh, there we go.
We may need to go next level. at some
Friday
point,
the
like
29th.
Friday
Yeah,
the 20th.
exactly. Exactly.
Zach, it's been great to have you on BYU Sports Nation.
Oh.
Good luck, and before you go, we want you to sign our BYU Sports Nation Rise Up flag.
Outstanding.
You were the first DFO to sign this flag ever.